Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it.
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow. Step one, self-love above anything else. Unlock peace and happiness.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to At the Root of It. My name is Shannon, and on today's show, we are talking about gratitude and what it can do for your mental health. Now, just for the new people that sign on, At the Root of It's mission is to create a community of both men and women who are on the journey of self-healing and love. And self-love, okay? To know your worth, to know who you are as a person, okay? And so we're getting to the root of these issues that we don't even realize that are issues in our lives, okay? And I'm just led to let everybody know what the mission is. Good evening, good evening. Hi, Teeth, don't beat me up. It's a lot of space. I didn't get it done. T for teeth. Good evening, D. So, tonight's show about gratitude. I remember back in November, God had me start an attitude of gratitude box. And at first I didn't understand, well, for the most part, I really thought that it was just for that season. And when this topic came up, it was like, boom, it's deeper than just that. And we know that. Most people know that an attitude of gratitude goes a long way. It helps you along the way in life. So I have a lot of notes here. But before we get into it, like we do all of the time, please stop right now and share it. Share it with everybody. Share it with everybody. Share it with everybody, okay? And we're about to share it. I'm about to share it myself so that all the people can see this show, because gratefulness is an awesome way to keep a positive mindset. Okay. And like I said, when God gave me the attitude of gratitude box, right, I thought it was just for Thanksgiving. And lo and behold, it's deeper than that. All right. So let's get to it really quickly. Let's just share. Hey, Sissy. Thank you for tuning in, Nardi. All right, let's go on. It was kind of mind-blowing, all of the information that I read and what happens to it. Thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you guys for the hearts. I'm putting tune in now so that people can see. And if you want to tag people in it, by all means, tag people in it. I am. All right. So let's get on with it, because it is very interesting what I learned in my research. All right. So first of all, when I came across the article about the level of your gratitude and what and what it can do for your mental health, because a lot of people are dealing with a lot of mental health issues and they don't know why. So I just want to bring some awareness and see. God says, give thanks with a grateful heart, right? Give thanks. And sometimes people don't understand why. They just like, oh, they're not grateful, they're pessimists. So we'll get into that. So the first question it says, how does gratitude increase mental strength? So Morin says, now this is from www.businessinsider.com, and it says, Morin says that the simplest and most effective way to improve your mental strength is to practice gratitude on a daily basis. She explains that practicing gratitude will change your mindset by increasing your resilience, bolstering self-esteem, and helping you to see the positive side of any situation. So anyone that knows me knows that I try to find the silver lining in everything. I try to find the lesson in everything, and I want to know what really, although I can feel down, but I can choose to feel grateful for what I already have. Now, there's a dark side to gratitude as well, and I'm going to get into that shortly. All right. So it says how gratitude helps your brain and mental health. Feeling grateful increases your brain's production of dopamines. So you know that the dopamines in your brain is what tells you that something is pleasurable. Okay. So dopamine is a feel-good neurotransmitter that's part of the brain's reward and pleasure-seeking circuit. People with abnormally low dopamine levels may have impaired gratitude. Okay, they may not understand. Impaired thinking and memories are slowed down, and reaction times are slowed down. Okay, so it increases your dopamine. It increases the pleasure in your brain. Okay, so this is somehow how you can trick yourself out of feeling down. And I'm not telling you not to feel the emotions that you're feeling, but I want you to understand that we have the ability to change the line of thinking in which we're thinking. We do not have to stay there if we choose not to. Now, again, let me put this disclaimer out there that I'm not a psychiatrist, that this is just information that I research as well as knowing firsthand myself, because I'm a grateful person. I'm grateful for the people in my life. I'm grateful for the experiences that I've experienced in my life. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my health and my strength. I'm grateful for God being the center of my life. We was just talking about that in church. Like, I want to give an honor to God, who is the Lord and Savior of my life. But anyway, but I'm so grateful for so many things. I'm grateful for peace. I'm grateful for joy. I'm grateful for love. I'm grateful even for my long suffering. And some people don't even understand that, because they're like, how are you grateful for long suffering? Well, that's part of the fruits of the spirit. Okay, so it comes along with the program. No one misses this. Okay, no one misses the long suffering, but we still need to understand that that's part of our growth. That's still part of the maturation process of the spirit. Now, I'm not going to get too far off. Hey, Jen. And Jen says, this is crazy. We were just having a conversation about this the other night. Oh, okay, Antoine. Well, it's really a good thing to want to understand gratitude to a deeper magnitude. Because we can say, oh, I'm so grateful for that, but don't really know what you're doing in your brain. Okay. So now we just talked about the dopamines. All right. So showing gratitude has the following mental benefits. Expressing gratitude can improve your mood. People who regularly express gratitude for the positive things in their life are shown to be happier overall, leading to lower rates of stress and depression. Showing gratitude can make you more optimistic. So again, you still have that silver lining there. You still have that joy. You still have that peace that surpasses all understanding, okay, with gratitude. All right. So how does gratitude affect depression? All right. So there's so many people who are in a depressed state, right? Who doesn't necessarily understand why they're depressed. And to be quite honest, there's when I was depressed, I knew why I was depressed, because my life went crazy really quickly. My eyelashes really bothering me, so I'm sorry. But my life had went all the way left, and I didn't understand why. Now I know that it was a spiritual attack. Now I know that it was somebody who did not want to see me do good. And if y'all don't believe about those things, then you know, I don't know what to tell you. But there's people out there that would like to steal your joy and your peace and your happiness. But if you can recognize the signs, then you can stop it. Okay. So so it says gratitude can boost neurotransmitters serotonin and activate the brainstem to produce the dopamine. Dopamine is our brain's pleasure chemical. The more we think positive, grateful thoughts, the healthier and happier we feel. It says, how does gratitude affect depression? All right. So for many years, researchers supported the close relationship between gratitude and depression. All right. The results revealed the many positive impacts that feeling grateful had on both depression and general mental health. When practiced over time, feeling thankful seemed to act as an overall mood booster. Okay. So what I really want to express to you guys is that when you are feeling your lowest, that is when you actually look for the things to be grateful for. Okay. You actually seek to find. All right. Do you remember last season, we talked about seeking to find? We have to seek to find these things, peace and joy and love. Okay. And so I even have a graph on the frequency that gratitude lands on. Okay. So some people may not even know that there's frequencies that we can tap into. Okay. That's like it's another levels, another dimensions and things of that nature. But there's levels to the frequency of positivity in your body. All right. So it says that, let me get to it because I pulled up so much information on this, because it really was like, wow, I didn't even know that. All right. Where's the graph at? So gratitude. So it says that what vibration is gratitude? Gratitude vibrates at 540 megahertz. Being grateful falls on the same level as love. It is one of the highest vibrational frequencies you can be at. The more time you can spend in gratitude and love, the more your body's frequency raises and the healthier your body becomes. So that right there tells you a lot. When you're not grateful, it affects your health. When you're not grateful, it affects your mindset, how you deal with people, right? You become a negative Nancy, very pessimistic. Pessimistic is what? The glass half empty, right? You're not really looking for any good in anything because you don't see any good in anything, okay? So you can vibe at a higher frequency when you operate in gratitude. It says that it's at the same level as love. Okay. So it is very important that we learn to be grateful for the small things as well as the big things. You know, you say, I'm grateful. Oh, I have the house that I wanted. Oh, I have the car that I wanted. Oh, I have the marriage that I wanted. But what about your health and your strength? What about your job? What about the family and friends that has stayed along the years? You know, you just be grateful. All right. So why do you guys think gratitude is so hard? Do you believe that gratitude is hard? Let me know in the comments, because some people think that gratitude, being grateful, doesn't hold that much weight, but it actually does. Okay. So some mental roadblocks to gratitude include feeling impatient, having high expectations, or thinking that the subject is too sentimental. Devoting enough time to the practice can help change one's mentality about gratefulness or gratitude. Okay. So I also looked up 3 types of gratitudes and the practices to develop each one. So past happiness, that's something that you have great memories about, something that keeps you in a high state of happiness because you have good memories of it, right? So as the name suggests, these refer to tangible experiences that you have that has already happened, all right? So you have your memories and you can cleave on to those memories without, to help you get through those rough times. Past happenings or past happiness, all right? Present happenings, gratitudes are pretty straightforward. It is what you're experiencing right now in this moment that you can be grateful for. So if people that's online or that will come on later, write in the comments what you're grateful for today, okay? I want to see what you're grateful for. It's not for me to judge or anything, but I just want to see what you're grateful for, okay? And then deep gratitudes. That's when, like say somebody saved your life, okay? And you have such a deep gratitude, appreciation, acknowledgement of this person in your life, because without them, you wouldn't even be here. That's the deep gratitude, okay? Now, is gratitude a skill? Because not everybody has the skill for gratitude. Because if that was the case, people will walk around more grateful for what they have. You know what I mean? But when you have had things all your life, you seem to be less grateful for new things to come because of the fact that you've had a lot and you didn't have to work for it, right? But for the people who never had anything and have been working hard on themselves and striving to obtain, at least a level of success in their own eyes, not so much as in other people's eyes, but in their own eyes, okay? You tend to be a better person, okay? And this is what this show is all about. It's about how we can become a better person, all right? Because again, I say it all the time, how God revealed to me that we were born into sin, but shaped in iniquity, okay? So we want to get that shaping. We want to be reformed, okay? My church, we are reset and relaunching, okay? Which means is that you're not running out of time to get it right, okay? You have time, space, and availability to get it right if you change your mindset, okay? So Tifa says, I'm grateful for God providing me with the resources to pay for this season of inflation. And that is a good one, okay? Because not everybody is comfortable in this season at this time. There's not a lot of people who, well, there are, in the sense of 2020 was like a mass awakening for everyone, okay? Everyone seemed to have found their niche in some way, shape, or form. They have found what they're gifted at. They have found what God has in store for them. Like 2020 was not all the way a bad year, even though we were in the midst of a pandemic. In that pandemic, we were able to find ourselves, for lack of a better term. We were able to better identify who we are as a person, not collectively, not staying up with the Joneses and things of that nature, but who we are individually. Because when we're stuck in the rat race of life, we may forget to say thank you. we may forget to show gratitude towards people, places, and things, you know, because I'm grateful that I can eat, right? That's a thing. I'm grateful that I can go into my church building and not get bombed or sent to Lady Guillotine because I'm worshiping my Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ, my Savior. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for those things because as we can see what's going on in Ukraine and with Russia, right? People don't have those liberties at this time. So we should be grateful that we live in the land of the free. Even though we may not be happy with how everything is going down, we are still not in that position. So that is something for us to be grateful for. And you know, and it's the little things. That's what India Irie said. It's the little things, all right? So let's see. It also says that is gratitude a skill? So gratitude is a powerful yet often underappreciated and underutilized leadership skill, all right, that you can transform your organization. A number of studies over the years have linked gratitude to happiness, improved health, resiliency, stronger relationships, and heightened productivity, even better sleep. So it tells me that, you know, when we're sporadic in our gratification, that it can affect us in so many different ways. And we don't think that. We'd be like, oh, it's just a lack of sleep. Oh, I didn't feel myself today. But were you grateful? I know in that month of November when I did the attitude of gratitude for the day, which, by the way, will be coming back tomorrow. When God dropped this particular subject into my spirit, he also said to start the attitude of gratitude again. And it was so funny because I was speaking to my daughter last week and I said, I don't know what God wants me to do, if he wants me to continue doing the daily bread word of the day, or if he wanted me to do something else. And he said, go back to the attitude of gratitude. So that's what I'm going to do. So y'all will see me. Okay, so D says, I am grateful for clarity, scales removed from my eyes. He has answered questions I had about individuals' intentions towards me, and now I am free because I released who wasn't really for me. And you know what? And that is something to be grateful about, because sometimes we walk around blind to people's motives and intentions towards us. And it's like, hold up now. We cannot be so in la la land that we can't see the intentions that people have towards us. All right. And sometimes people fake the funk. You don't even realize what their intentions are. And people fake the funk a lot. Just want to let y'all know that. Okay. So it says, is gratitude a feeling or an emotion? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments, if y'all may. Do you think that it's a feeling or an emotion? Let me know. I want this to be an interactive show. All right? Because gratitude, we take things for granted. We take a lot of things for granted, and you know, we got to stop. And we take a lot of people for granted as well. And so we have to be mindful of that too. You know, I try to tell people, like, I'll use Natifa, for instance. Tifa is my sounding board. Tifa will come and tell me the things that I can do to better my show, right? Now, if I was offended or defensive, I would not probably be able to accept the things that she says. But I know that she loves me. I know that her intentions towards me is good. And so I am grateful for her input in my life. I'm grateful for what she brings to our sisterhood and what she brings to our friendship, because we're sister friends, okay? We've known each other since high school. And because of that, and the familiar spirit that we have with one another, she has just really been the sounding board for me. And even when I'm wrong, I can accept it from her because she says it so sweetly. She says it not for you to get offended, but for you to think about what she's saying. So I'm grateful for my connections, okay? I'm grateful for the people in my life. So Latifah said it's an emotion. D, what do you think? Do you think that gratitude is a feeling or an emotion? I just want to get a couple more answers because it's going to shock you. Well, I'm mad at this eyelash, y'all. And right. So I'm going to just answer the question. Okay, Jen. Jen says, I think it's both. All right. So the answer to this question is gratitude an emotion or a feeling? We can feel, be, and act grateful. James said they are both a feeling and emotion. Dion says both. Okay, y'all on the right track. Okay, so the easy answer is that gratitude is both an emotion and a feeling. As with other emotions, gratitude can also become a trait. So this is something that you can actually grow, okay? You can grow in gratitude, all right? So this is awesome. So how does gratitude improve your self-esteem? Did you even know that your gratitude or, giving gratitude can boost your self-esteem? Let me know in the comments. So gratitude increases self-esteem. Research shows that people who are more grateful also tend to have a higher self-esteem. This may be because when you intentionally notice the ways other people are good to you, you develop a stronger sense of your own value. Okay? So hence what I said about Tifa. So Tifa can call me and says, I have this book of all of this, Shannon. This is what she did on Monday. And I have to talk to you about X, Y, Z. Right? And as she went in, the first thing she said to me, first, I would like to say, I'm very proud of you. When you are trying to get a point across, you should really start with saying, I don't know, it was just how she did it, okay? With being appreciative of the person that you're talking to and giving them their accolades, because it made me feel good and made me more receptive to what she was going to say. Now that that's out the way, okay, XYZ, down to business, right? So, but I was open for it and I was prepared for it. How many people are open and prepared for that type of thing? Some people can't take it. You can't handle the truth, right? Some people can't take it. Some people don't want to accept it. Some people would rather stay stuck and stagnant and not grow in any way, shape, or form. But when you're ready to grow, you'll accept the feedback, and you would be grateful for the feedback, because especially when you know where that feedback is coming from whom it is coming from. All right? So, what does gratitude look like to you guys? What does gratitude look like? Can y'all answer that for me? What does it look like to you? Thank you, Tifa. You said it's sharing truth and love. Yes, it is. It is. So it Montgomery at advertiser.com says, the first type of gratitude focuses on a person's sense of self. This one is a deep appreciation for aspects of our own life. If it's being grateful for who we are and what we have. This is the kind of gratitude that leads us to count our blessings. All right. So Tifa said, is sharing truth in love. Yes, that's right. And it's a way that you talk to people. It's the way that you communicate to people, which will allow you to be able to keep coming back, to pour into people, to make them better. I used to always say, I love constructive criticism. And the reason why I love constructive criticism is because it's not to break me down. It is to build me up. And it's all about your perspective. It's all about your perception and how you view things. If somebody comes and tell you, and you like this, and you're already like, then guess what? You're not open for growth. When you are open for growth, you have to be able to understand the heart posture of the people who are talking to you. And then you'll be able to show the gratitude for what they have done in your life. You know, my sister, for instance, I'm so grateful for my sister. I really am. I may not say it as much as I used to say it, but I always say that I'm grateful for my sister. I will never allow anyone to think that I'm not grateful for my sister, because she's like my second mother. Well, not now. Well, maybe. What you think, D? But you know, she's always been like my second mother. So it's always been that gratitude that, you know, if anything comes about, I know I can call my sister. You know what I mean? So, and vice versa. And she can speak. I don't have to speak for her. She knows that when it's time and when she needs me, that I'm Johnny on the spot. And she can tell you that herself. So Jen says, it is a state of mind, a lifestyle, a state of being. It's getting outside of I, me, myself, and not focusing on everything that is wrong. And that is correct. You can have self-gratitude too. I think that was more so of self-gratitude, because, you know, we beat ourselves up when we don't reach the expectations that we set for ourselves. Okay. And we can beat ourselves up, and we need to not do that. Like, at the end of the day, everything is a process. And if it didn't happen now, we're in the season at our church right now, we are learning to be disciples, but we also learning to understand that this time is going to be different. Okay. And what we have to put in place to make sure that this time is different, meaning we cannot repeat old cycles. We can't repeat old cycles. You know, if God took it away from us, it's his protection. All right. But I like that, T. Self-gratification can easily slide into pride. We have to be careful of that. Yes, I'm not talking about being puffed up in yourself. It's just saying, okay, I am grateful that I have reached a certain plateau in my life. Okay, I am grateful, Lord, that you have blessed me to be able to do X, Y, Z. I'm grateful that I have the ability through God to do X, Y, Z. Now, not everybody says the through God part, because not everybody is his servants, and not everybody rocks with God on that level. Me and my peoples, we rocks with God like that. So that's how we talk. You know what I mean? I don't know about everybody else. So Dion said, allowing your speech to be seasoned with salt. Y'all know that is my main prayer, because I try to speak to people the way that I like to be spoken to. Okay, and I choose my words very carefully, unless I'm angry. In anger, you know, anything can obviously come out. But when it is something of importance and I don't want to trample on people's feelings, I wait to hear how to say it so I don't offend. Okay, we talked about that last week with crucial conversations and emotional immaturity. Okay, so Jen says 100% about perspective and perception and willingness to change and be teachable and not to elevate ourselves over anyone at any time. But that's, you know, when we're grateful, there's no room for competition because we're grateful for what we have in our own lives. That's a revy, because there's so many people who operate in jealousy that won't even admit that they're jealous, right? But that stops or hinders them from being grateful for what they already have, because you are constantly looking at somebody else's blessings when you're blessed beyond belief as well. Like we have to be careful. All right. Dee says, I think grateful people even perceive criticism in a positive way because they are grateful. They had a more positive frame of mind and will look at a few, even a potentially negative situation in a better light. Yes. So I'll give you a prime example of that. My life up to 43, because it has changed. Again, we're getting closer to me being 2 years old, guys. But my life up until 43, right? I rarely had positive outcomes in things. Things, it went my way, but it was short-lived. And my pastor was talking about that, I think, in Bible study. But it was short-lived. That was probably the ground. I think that's the ground in which we are. But it was always short-lived because there was always something else that was coming about. But I chose to have a happy disposition. I chose to laugh in the midst of my tears. I chose to find that silver lining, find the lesson. I chose to believe that this was not the final stop in my life, that I knew that this was a teachable moment, okay? That this was something that God wanted me to know. So it kept me in a happier frame of mind. I did not allow the bad that was happening in my life to bring me down, to make me bitter, to make me discontent or contentious and nasty. I didn't allow it. But boy, oh boy, were there a lot of situations in my life that could have taken me out and made me a totally different person than I am today, had not God touched my heart and showed me him throughout my many experiences. I used to seek to find God in every situation that I go through. And I said that wrong. I said I used to seek. I still to this day seek God to find out what his purpose was for me to go through. Because see, nothing is new under the sun. God is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. He has purposed us. He has walked out our steps. He knows our ending from the beginning. He knows us. He knew us from when we were in our mother's womb. So he knew all the experiences that we were going to go through. He just is a gentleman, and he's not going to force us to choose him every time. But he's so faithful and just to forgive when we slip. All right. I'm not going to make this into a sermon, but God, I'm grateful for God. Okay. I'm grateful for his attributes. I'm grateful that he lives on the inside of me so that I can exhibit his attributes. You understand what I mean? So this question seems crazy, but I wanted to see the answer to this. So it says, can gratitude be toxic? So while gratitude and toxic positivity can seem similar, have y'all heard of that term before? Toxic positivity. Okay, can seem similar. They come with different intentions. See, that word intentions, okay? That word intentions holds some weight. Okay, because intentions mean your heart posture. Intentions means how you think towards somebody, what you say about somebody. Intentions are important. But just know that when you have bad intentions, bad stuff happens too. It says it in the Bible. I think it's in Ecclesiastes. Um, it might not be, but it says it. Look it up. Tifa, my my theologian on here. So when you are grateful, you appreciate what you have while simultaneously recognizing that your life is not perfect. Toxic positivity denies the existence of negative feelings, extolling and willfully ignorant positivity instead. Extolling. D, give me that definition. Extolling a willfully ignorant positivity instead. So it's some of the things that you can be grateful for. Your home, there's no place like home. Your parents, they gave you life and a way to see the world. Your friends that feel like family can't be beat. Your kids, if you have them, you know they bring incredible joy to your life. Your relationships, your pet even, your health and your sight. Okay? Those are just some things that you can be grateful for. All right. So what does God say about gratitude? God says, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. And then there's another scripture that says, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. All right. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called in one body, and be thankful. Yes, I said me and my people, right? That was for me and my people, us folks over here. We love Jesus. We the Jesus people. Oh, you're good, D. She said, please forgive the typo. She's so grammatically correct, guys. But there's a plethora of scriptures in the Bible about gratitude. All right. So that could be somebody's homework. Okay. So what does expressing gratitude mean? Gratitude includes saying thank you and being polite, but it goes beyond these expectations, okay? Expressing gratitude is the beginning of courtesy, generosity, concern, and appreciation for family members and others, all right? So when you walk in gratitude, people will view you differently. All right. When you walk in gratitude, you're accepting the things that has happened in your life, and you're just grateful. You're grateful to be here. You're grateful. All right. Like I remember I did an interview with a friend of mine, and one of the things that came out is I said I was great. I said that I will never unstep a step that I've stepped. And let me explain to you why. Because I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned. I'm grateful for the knowledge that I have obtained. I am grateful for the wisdom that I now have at almost 45 that I didn't have prior to those experiences. Okay. So I'm very grateful for my life, even though I wouldn't want people to, if I could stop people from experiencing the things that I experienced in my life, I would. Okay, because it wasn't an easy journey. However, we all have to walk out the walk that God has called us to walk. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dee. So extolling is, you said, praise enthusiastically. All right. So why is gratitude important to you guys? Hey, Tipaloo. I keep doing that to him. I'm sorry, Tip. That's my frister too. I love her. I love ye. All right. So why is gratitude important? Can y'all put what y'all responses down there? Why do you think that gratitude is important? So it says here from health.harvard.edu, it says in positive psychology research, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Okay? You have to be grateful for what you have because there's so many people that you can look at outside, right? That doesn't have the things that you have. And you could be grateful. Like I've been homeless before, but I've never had to sleep on the street. And for that, I am grateful. You understand what I mean? Like, and that might not be everybody's testimony, but it sure was mine because I could have been on the streets just like other people. But God did not see fit for that to happen to me. Although I had the same circumstances as many people that are homeless today. It's just that He provided some place for me to sleep. He provided the people, the places, and the things that I needed so that I would not be in that place. And for that, I am grateful. I am grateful for the people. I am grateful for the things. And I'm grateful for the places. All right? So gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build stronger relationships. And this is what we want to do. This is what our goal is. How can two walk together unless they agree? You have to have a level of gratitude for the people in your circumference, in your circle. Tiffany, my sister, Nardice, Natifa, my mom, my daughter's grandmother. Like, I'm so grateful. My nieces, I'm so grateful. My church family, I'm so grateful for the people in my life because it can be ugly. Me being a taxi driver, I get to see a lot of things now, right? And I get to understand. I really get to understand now how protective my life has been. Because what I see out in the streets is sad, right? But they haven't been taught because sometimes, you're not taught gratefulness, especially if you are an only child, right? Say you're an only child. You don't know how to be grateful, or you know how to be grateful to receive things, but you don't know how to extend that gratitude because you're so used to getting. You're so used to receiving. So where does that leave your mental health when you're so used to receiving that you don't know how to give, right? And I used to be like that, but I now know that no, I'm grateful. I've always been grateful. Again, I was trying to reach in there because you got to be the first partaker, right? I tried to reach, but no, I've always been grateful, and maybe that's why I was not on the streets. You understand what I mean? Our gratitude can protect us from a lot of things. All right. So let's see. What are gratitude interventions? Tifa says gratitude is important just like thankfulness. When we fall out of an attitude of gratitude, we will begin to complain just like those grateful Israelites. Ooh-wee. What? I'm tired of manna. I don't want this bread from on high. I'm tired of it. I don't want it. Back in Egypt, we had herbs and stuff. I don't want this manna. I want some chicken. God sent them quail. What is this? What is this? Tifa, is that ungrateful so-and-sos? Is that what it says? Ungrateful so-and-sos? So D says, and I like this, D says that you can't manifest without gratitude. Let me tell you something. We're on that at church as well, about manifesting God's promises in our lives while we're in the land of the living. Okay? And how can you manifest what God has for you if you're not even grateful for the Creator who created you? It doesn't work like that. I don't think. Right? It doesn't work like that. All right. So gratitude interventions. This project formed the basis, and this is from frontiersin.org. Okay, so this project formed the basis of research into what has come to be called gratitude interventions. In a gratitude intervention, participants do something usually on a regular basis for an extended period of time. That is intended to increase their awareness of the things for which they should feel grateful for. Okay? So, how to do a gratitude intervention for some ungrateful people out there is to put them through an exercise of stuff that they do on a regular basis for an extended period of time. So you say, okay, 2 weeks. I want you. Okay. Now they said you need to do a part two of attitude of gratitude. I mean, attitude and how it affects your mentality on your mental health. I mean, if we don't get through all of the whatchamacallits, by all means, I'm ready for that. Also, it says, what are 3 parts of gratitude? Did you know that there was like parts of gratitude? I didn't know. That's what research does, right? It lets you know something. Let me know something. Let me know something, girl. Sorry. I'm always singing. So anyway, so what are the 3 parts of gratitude? First, feeling grateful for the good things in your life. Second, expressing your gratitude to the people who have made your life better. And third, adopting new behaviors as a result of interacting with those who have helped you. Okay, so this is something that you can actually fix. This is something that you can actually grow. Okay, you can grow in gratitude. You know, there's levels to this. There's levels to everything. There's levels to this. Okay. So another study, gratitude benefits physical health. All right. Another study found that focusing on things to be grateful about before bed each night increased pre-sleep calmness. So have you ever experienced your brain going like this right when you're trying to go to sleep, and it's just so much activity in your mind, and But if you sit there and you lay there and you say, Lord, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for a roof over my head. I'm grateful for this bed. I'm grateful for clean sheets. I'm grateful for a shower. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. All right. Yet another study found that people who kept a gratitude journal, which by all means, we can do that as well when we start the attitude of gratitude starting tomorrow. But that people who kept a gratitude journal for 14 days reported fewer headaches, clearer skin, less stomach pain, and reduced congestion. Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? Gratitude, a gratitude journal helps you, and it has been reported fewer headaches, clearer skin, less stomach pain, and reduced congestion. Jeez. So Tifa said, we are constantly manifesting things in our life. It's called seed time and harvest, good and bad, life and death. We are. But when we talk about manifestation in this aspect, we're talking about the promises of God. We're talking about the things that are promised that we want to see in the land of the living. That we know that there's promises, but there has to be something that's missing, that, or it's not the right time, we're not in the right headspace, not the right season, whatever the case may be. But we want to manifest in the present. We want those things that God wants for us, not what we want for ourselves. Because as we can see that when we do things outside of the will of God, he'll nix it. He'll cut it short in a minute. And we be like, but I want it, but and it's like, wait a minute. Did I say that that's what you're supposed to do at this time? And we may not understand the halt or the wait, okay? But, and that's the WAIT, right? We don't know that the no is not no, it's just not yet. And we have to ask him when we need to do these things. And it sounds crazy because my daughter used to say to me all the time, Mom, you just use the Bible for everything. Like you don't have to pray about everything. And I said, yes. In season and out of season, I will continue to pray. Abased or bound, I will pray. I will pray about where he wants me to go. I will pray about what he wants me to eat. I will pray about who he wants me to talk to. I will pray because at the end of the day, it's what he wants. And then I will get all of my heart's desires. He says in the Bible, in Psalms, it says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. When you delight yourself in him, right? When you are happy with who you are. Oh, it's okay, booby. It's okay. I actually thought you was at work, so it's okay. Tan said, good evening, y'all. It's okay. It's okay, mama. It's always the replay. Just, while we're here, and we have 4 minutes on the clock, while we're still here, please share again so that people will understand what gratitude can really do in your life. Okay? Can gratitude and fear coexist? What do you guys think? Do you think that you can be grateful and still fearful? I really want to know what y'all think. Tifa, D, anybody who's looking on any website or any platform, I want you to tune in or tap into that. Can gratitude and fear coexist? When I thought about it before I actually read the answer, Tifa, you just said I. But before I read the answer, I really sat there and thought about it really quickly. Like, all right, what does gratitude have to do with fear? I didn't, I was like, me being grateful for the people, places, and things in my life has nothing to do with fear. But it says research, this is the brunswicknews.com. Research shows that worry and Thanksgiving cannot coexist in the brain together at the same time. So we must choose thanks before worry. It says, so we must choose thanks before worry chooses to completely take over. What you mean? What you mean? Oh, you driving? Don't be texting and driving. All right, be careful, mama. Speak it into your smartphone. You got the smartphone. So no, it cannot coexist at the same time. It can coexist. It can be there, but not at the same time. So you can't give thanks and still be worried. It's like an oxymoron. Okay, so before we get off, we got 1 minute on the clock. How is gratitude negative? Okay, it says, and this is from QZ.com, all right? And it says, research suggests gratitude exercises may trigger the inner critic in individuals experiencing anxiety or depression. In a 2017 analysis, researchers found individuals with symptoms of depression sometimes felt indebted, guilty, or like a failure when they were not able to find something to be grateful for. Okay? So when you are not able to be grateful for the littlest things, these symptoms of feeling guilty, like a failure, or indebted to people, places, and things. That's the dark side of gratefulness, because you cannot find gratitude no matter what, because your mind is constantly on the bad things that's going on in your life. And, you know, our minds are very powerful, okay? What we think is what we ultimately see in our natural, in our life. What we see. That's why I said it before. You have to see it to see it, all right? You have to write the vision, make it plain. You have to see it before you see it, before it's actually manifested. You can't fake see it. You have to see it, because then that means that God is going to bring it, all right? Just see it. So, gratitude may aid well-being by motivating people to fulfill basic needs of personal growth, relationships, and community, motives that are incompatible with materialism. All right? Why is gratitude important in recovery? All right? Being grateful can motivate someone to take the actions needed to change their life. All right? Gratitude brings a healthy outlook and helps someone realize life's difficulties can be faced with dignity. And it is a fundamental element in recovering from a drug or an alcohol addiction. All right, so we may come back to this topic. We're still in the Women's Month. And I was supposed to highlight people, but I was running. You saw I came on late today. But I will definitely highlight one of the young ladies that look looks at the show, because I want to give people their flowers while they are here. All right. So until we meet again, guys, next week, tune in. Same bat station, same bat time. We will be discussing more deep, and I don't know if this was so deep, but it was more so informative on just how grateful we need to be for the people, the places, and the things in our lives. Again, at the root of it, our mission is here to create a community of both men and women who are on the journey for self-love and healing. So let's heal together. Let's dig deep, guys. And I will see you guys next week. Please share this broadcast. Please go subscribe to the YouTube channel, and see you next week. And tune in as we start the attitude of gratitude a day. Till we meet again, y'all. I love y'all to life. Have a great rest of your evening, and I shall see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Not tomorrow. Yeah, well, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, also, follow me on TikTok at the root of it. Love y'all. Mean it.
Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it. Ow.
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow. Step one, self-love above anything else in life.